Welcome to my Well of Wisdom, where I answer your questions and share spiritual tips, tools, and techniques to support you. Welcome to the third video in this 4-part series about the progressive steps on the journey to find that elusive twin flame. Now, we've visited the first quadrant, the world of the personality, the world of lunar fire, the path of self-healing. And we've been introduced to the second quadrant, the world of soul and solar fire, the path of service. We're now ready to enter the third quadrant, the world of stellar light, stellar fire, stellar flame. This is the world of the spirit self and the path of surrender. Now, the world of stellar light corresponds to our spiritual self. At this stage on the journey, as we move up into the third quadrant and start to come up over the horizon, our awareness of ourself expands even more. And here in this quadrant, with its 24 steps, rites of passage, or initiations, there's the opportunity to experience even greater levels of objectivity and awareness. And here our vibrational frequency increases. We become aware of the different aspects of ourself, our personality, our soul, but more and more we're identifying with our spirit and seeking to live a spirit-infused life. Here we have the potential to move into a more personal relationship with life. Transpersonal just means beyond the personal, where life no longer revolves just around us and our pain and our soul lessons and our soul drama, but around our higher spiritual self or beingness. So the type of light in this quadrant changes to stellar light or stellar fire or star fire. And here we're invited to be more than we were before. And as we respond to this invitation, the life starts to become spirit-filled, and the invitation is extended to move into a spirit-directed life. This is a life where the life is no longer controlled by the untransmuted personality or driven by the soul, seeking in another what it perceives as missing from itself. So our fire is starting to burn more cleanly and more brightly now. And as the stellar flame or spiritual fire gets brighter and takes on a purer colour and intensity, it takes on that clearer, brighter, purer colour and intensity, the more willing we are to surrender to old ways of being that no longer serve. And in this world, in the stellar world, we've got the opportunity to become increasingly objective, to be less controlled by our personality reactor gene, and to be less controlled by our soul's tendency to be pulled back into old devolutionary scenarios and patterns with others. And here the life starts to become more about the human family instead of about the self. And here the creative fire and energy is applied to something outside of ourselves that is benefiting our fellow humankind in some way. So resonating at this frequency means that one has or is surrendering control of their life to spirit, enabling the fire of spirit to start to burn bigger and brighter in the life. However, this world of stellar spiritual light has its own tests, challenges, and initiations. And if we want to master the art of traversing this quadrant, here are 8 top tips. Tip number 1, practice the art of discernment and spiritual discrimination. This means looking beyond the obvious and learning to recognize what is spiritually true from the spiritually false. So we're learning here the art of distinguishing real substance from external attractive packaging. Tip number 2, practice seeing beyond the glamours, the illusions, and the delusions. So this means not being seduced by the spiritual glamours we've put around ourselves or that others have put around themselves. This means being ready to look at whatever the bright spotlight of spirit has indicated we need to look at within ourselves and not kind of avoiding it or projecting it onto others, projecting our shadow onto others. Tip number 3, don't be spiritually naive. Being spiritually naive includes having a selective and convenient take on spirituality. Genuine spiritual progress takes hard work, commitment, and dedication. It's as simple as that. There is no quick, easy fix. There is no magic button. You need to put in the work and the effort. So get real. There are no overnight spiritual masters. It's as simple as that. Tip number 4. Look to see where you rationalize and justify your actions or behaviors to make it convenient and comfortable for yourself. Now, look at your avoidance mechanisms. Look at your patterns of avoiding having to deal with what you don't want to deal with. Your patterns of seeing what you want to see or hearing what you want to hear and conveniently just blocking or locking out the rest. We all know we can rationalize anything or convince ourselves of anything if we try hard enough. And we all know that. We can twist words and we can twist situations or the story to suit ourselves. Rationalizing and justifying to make ourselves feel better or to give ourselves an out. Tip number 5. Look to see where you take the soft option, the easy path, rather than the hard option. The excuses, look to see the excuses that you make to avoid what is too hard to do or to look at. You know, the rules you break when it suits you and the rules you impose when it suits you or to make it convenient for yourself. Tip number 6, be a spiritual warrior, not a spiritual wimp. A true spiritual warrior is not mean-spirited, but has a generosity of spirit. And remember, a spiritual warrior does not tear down others in order to build themselves up, but is committed to the upliftment of humankind. Tip number 7, cultivate transparency and be honest with yourself. Observe how easy it is to see what you want to see and to conveniently ignore what you don't want to see. You know, the things you sweep under the carpet when you don't want to see them. So look deeply into the spirit of things and people and practice seeing beyond the perceived reality of the personality or even the soul's reality into the true spiritual heart of another. Tip number 8, be unconditional. Be unconditional in your commitment to your own spirit self. Most people have a conditional relationship with their destiny in life. Oh yes, I want it. I want to walk the spiritual path, but I want insurance policies that'll all be okay. I'll do it as long as it doesn't affect my family or my friends or move me out of my comfort zone, or if it's not too scary or demanding or challenging. So be unconditional. If we are living a spirit-directed life or spirit-infused life, then we are fearless warriors of light, unafraid of looking at ourselves, unflinching in our commitment to our journey, ready to play hardball in the game of life, ready to play and dance with a flame as bright and strong and as eternal as our own. This is the stellar light. The bright, clear, spiritual flame, the fire of looking beyond surface appearance and moving out of our comfort zone to truly look at ourselves and our games. Here in this quadrant, we have the opportunity to start to move into an unconditional relationship with ourselves and our own spiritual destiny. This is the realm of spiritual fire and spiritual strength. And here we start to feel an abiding, unshakable commitment. And we're aware of the eternal flame, the heart fire, in the heart of hearts that burns within, and nothing and no one can put that flame out, and our allegiance cannot be bought or sold. And this is so important because it is here in the third quadrant of stellar light and the world of our spirit self and of spiritual fire, that this is the burning ground, the initiatory fire for the meeting of the twin flames. And the work of the twin flames cannot really begin until at least the third quadrant, the world of stellar light, where spiritual fire fills the heart. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. See you same time, same place, same channel, when we'll be looking at our final piece of the puzzle, the fourth quadrant. With so much love.